It's Duncan. Chokayadega.
Stungo, Hayadega. It's the formal greeting, and that when you're addressing a group of people, you will say Chukayadega. You're asking all of them, how were all of you throughout the night? Now, if it's one person, you say Chukayadega. That means how were you throughout the night? And so we're going to get into this next lesson. We're going to go over the same type of verb tenses, but we're going to use different verbs or different words. And I kind of want to, it's kind of being repetitive, but in a way it's not. You're applying what you've learned the last time, and you're applying it to different words this time. Today, I'm sorry I didn't put up the phonetics, but when I edit the lesson again, I will put up the phonetics, but we're going to go over Mvhayv, that means to feed. Untitled, that means to hang like a picture or a nail, is to hang one thing. Golejida, to turn, like to turn a light on a candle, or to turn to light a candle, or Mvhayv, it's like to stick something to something, like to put a stamp to an envelope or something like that. Mvhayv means to fight. Mvskoke means to strive, to endure. And you'll see that word a lot, or you'll see the variations of that word a lot in the Mvskoke hymns. Untitled means to turn off like a light, or to put out a candle or something like that. Now we're going to do this again like we did the last time. We're going to concentrate on the singular past tense form. What is meant by that is talking about like for myself. I'm using myself as one person. Like if I did something and I put it on the end of the verb, that verb tense would be aeons. And please despise that word. I've got to put that word out, but it's supposed to be Mvhayv. But I'm going to put that aeons, which would be the IVNKS, on the end of Mvhayv. I'm going to drop the ETV, and it's going to become Mvhayv. And what that means, it means I fed. Mvhayv. Now we're going to put that example to other verbs. Untitled means like I hung something. Now this is in reference to yesterday. Now if it's any time before that, you would use a different verb tense, but I believe we can go over that later. Untitled, I hung something yesterday. Golejida, you're gonna drop that ETV from Golejida, and it's going to become Golejida when you add the IVNKS to it. Golejida. That means like I turned on a light, or I lighted the candle, or something like that. Golejida. And then the next one is Mvhayv. That means like I fought. When I used to work at Tulsa County Juvenile Center, you know, there was times that I had to fight. And the next one is Mvhskoke. That means I was patient. And now in Mvskoke learning, you're really going to have to apply that Mvskoke to your life. And you're really going to have to be patient. It's going to be tough at times. And then the next one is Untitled. And that means I turned off like a light, or I put out a candle, and etc. Now we're going to add to these phrases. I'm going to say Mvhayv. That means I fed the dog. I fed that dog. Then we're going to the next one. Ahagi Untitled. That means I hung the picture. Ahagi can be like image or something like that. Ahagi. I hung the picture. Then the third one is Golgi. Golejida. I lighted a candle. Golejida. Golgi can be like a lamp, a light, or you can use it in reference to candle, I believe, too, as well. Golejida. I lighted a candle. Then the next one is Deboga. Deboga is, and I can, or I mean, deboyans, not the sentence I got with this. Deboga, deboyans. I fought a battle. I fought a battle. Then the next one is, I say, Amadutkidan, abagi, momiskomeans. I was patient with my work. Amadutkidan is talking about my work or my job, or abagi is like with. I was patient with my work. Then the next one is Golgi, Aslegians. That means I turned off the light. Aslegians, turned off the light. And you might hear an elder sometimes, they might tell you, Aslegius. They're telling you, you know, to turn off a light or something. So we can now go into the second person past tense phrases. And the past tense, as I've said before, it's got the letters ETS, K, V, and KS, a singular S. I know I got two letters on that's a mistake, but it's etskunks. That means like you did something. Etskunks. And what I want to do with this is that we're going to take the etskunks, and when you use the word humbejida, we're going to drop the ETV and we're going to add the etskunks. And it's going to become humbejitskunks. That means you fed. That means you fed. And then we're going to do the same thing with a tathlida. We're going to drop the ETV and we're going to put the etskunks on the end, and it's going to become a tathlitskunks. That means like you hung a picture or a nail or something like that. Just one thing. Now we're going to go to Goligida. We're going to drop the ETV off of that, and we're going to put, and it's going to become Goligetskunks. That means you lighted the candle. Now we're talking in past tense. We're talking about you doing something. And Goligetskunks, you lighted a candle, you turned on the lights or whatever. And now there's a verb that I failed to put in the first part. It comes from alobejida. That means like to stick something like a stamp to an envelope. And so with this verb, we're going to drop the ETV, and it's going to be alobejetskunks. We're going to put the etskunks at the end. It's going to, and then it can translate to say you stuck a stamp to a letter, or you put a sticker on the wall or something like that. And then we come to deboyada. That means, well, it means to fight. But when I say deboyetskunks, I'm going to drop once again the ETV on there, and you're going to put etskunks. That means you fought. That means, or it's going to mean you did something, but you put it to deboyada and it becomes deboyetskunks. That means you fought. Then the next one is momiskomida. Going to drop the ETV on there, and you're going to put etskunks, and it's going to become momisgometskunks. That means you were patient. You were patient. Then the next one is aslegitskunks. And once again, you're dropping the ETV from the root word aslegida. That means like to turn off a light or to put out a candle. And so when you put that etskunks on there, that means you as a singular person. We're talking about singular past tense. This one's the second person. It's represented by etskunks. So aslegitskunk means you turned off the light, or you put out a candle, or you can use it in reference to putting out a fire or something like that. Aslegitskunks. Does anybody have any questions so far? Anybody in here have any questions so far?
Could I see the spelling for at the very beginning? I'm looking for, it was Momus. You were you were patient, but I want to see where we first started with being patient. I was trying to copy this while we were going. So I guess it was, I was patient.
Yeah.
Or to strive and endure. Okay.
Right here, Mvskoke. I was patient. I was patient.
Okay.
And we're going to go back over this again for the first person singular past tense. And yeah. But here's the spelling at the beginning, Mvskoke. Mvskoke means like to strive, to endure. You know, that's a very important word to hear, especially there's one song that I like to sing from the Creek hymns, and it's called Mvhayv. That kind of comes from that, and I believe it's a song that talks about the Trail of Tears, how that they had to endure, how they had to strive, and how that they had to go through a lot of hardship and a lot of pain. And I'm going to be honest with you, learning the Mvskoke language is not easy. And Peskova, my manager, can probably tell you it's not been easy. And so, but what helps along the way is a lot of repetition. A lot of repetition. I know I'm going over the verb tenses again, but I really want you people to get down these verb tenses. And so, because you become repetitious with that, it'll become like second nature to you. And you'll get a good, strong foundation of the language. But we're going to continue on with this. And let's see. Okay, I think I was right here. Alopejetskunks. I mean, it's like you stuck like a seal or a stamp to a letter or something like that, or you stuck a sticker to a wall. Then it would come to the boyetskunks. The boyeta means you fought, but you're going to take the ET, or to fight. It actually means to fight, but you're going to take the ETV off of there, and you're going to put the etskunks. Then you're going to say the boyetskunks, which means you fought. Then another one is Mvhayv. Mvhayv. That means you were patient. You're going to once again drop that ETV off of there, and you're going to put the etskunks on there. That means, and it's going to make it Mvhayv, which means you were patient. And then we come to Aslijida. I'm going to drop the ETV off of there, and it's going to become Aslijitskunks, which means you turned off like a light, a candle, or you put out a fire or something like that. You might, and that may apply to a fireman putting out a fire or something like that. Now I'm going to get to, we're going to add to those. I might say effort. Hombejitskunks. You fed the dog. You fed the dogs. And so mun ahagi atafletskunks means you hung the picture. You hung the picture. Ahagi has to do with an image or something like that when you look it up. Man ahagi atafletskunks, you hung the picture. Golgi golitskunks, you lighted the candle. You lighted the candle. Once again, we're dropping that ETV and putting that etskunks on the end of golijida, and it becomes golijetskunks. And when I say golgi, golgi means like a light or lamp or anything like that. And so I'm saying golgi jet skunks, you lighted the candle, or you can be used in reference, you turned on the lights. Effort. Next one is effort. The boy jet skunks. I messed up on the sentence, but it's supposed to be you fought a dog. You fought a dog. Once again, that comes from the boyada. And you're dropping the ETV off of there and you're adding the et skunks. And it becomes the boy et skunks, means you fought a dog. Then the next one I put was Hihlimahi Momis Gomit skunks. What I'm saying is that you were very patient. I'm using it in the past tense form, but once again, I'm dropping the ETV and I'm adding the et skunks on there. And when I say Hihlimahi Momis Gomit skunks, you were very patient, very patient. And then Golgi, the next one is Golgi Aslegit skunks. It comes from the root word aslegida, that last word, aslegida. That means like to turn off a light or to put out a fire or put out a candle. But I'm using the word Golgi in reference to light. And so I'm saying you turned off the light when that's translated. Once again, that phrase is Golgi Aslegit skunks. You turned off the light. And then you'll see I use the word alok skunks. You put a stamp. You put a stamp or on an envelope or something like that. And once again, that comes from the root word alok. That means like to seal a stamp or to put a sticker on a wall or something like that. Alok. I'm dropping the ETV and I'm putting the et skunks on there. And it becomes alok skunks. You put a stamp or you sealed an envelope with the stamp or something like that. Now we're going to get into asking a question. And I dropped the ETV from the root words like Humbejida, and I put et skunga, and that makes it a question in past tense. And now when I say Humbejit skanga, that means did you eat? Did you eat? And then the next one, I did the same thing. I dropped the ETV and I put et skanga on there. And it becomes ataflet skanga. It means like, did you hang a picture or did you hang a nail or something like that? And then the next one I get to is Golijida. I'm going to drop the ETV on there and I'm going to put et skanga. That means like, did you light? Golijet skanga. Did you light? Did you light a fire? Did you light a candle? Or did you turn on the lights or something like that? And then the next one, I'm going to say, Deboyet skanga. Did you fight? Did you fight? You might ask that to maybe a boxer or a policeman or something like that. And then Momes Gometskanga. Were you patient? Were you patient? And somebody might ask you if you're in college and you did some work and research, and they may ask, were you patient doing your research or something like that? Aslegit skanga. Once again, you're going to drop that ETV and you're going to add et skanga on there. Aslegit skanga. Did you turn off the light, the radio, or you can use it in those scenarios. Now, if I start singing, somebody might turn off. They might say, Stephen, I wish you was on the radio. And then they might say, us ladies, I'm gonna turn the radio off. But anyways, alok bejet skanga. It comes from the root word alok bejida. that means to like put a sticker to something, or to put to stick a sticker on the wall, or something like that. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more to that. And does anybody have any questions so far? Anybody have any questions? No. Okay. Now I'm gonna add to that. And when you guys get time, try to look up the root verb words in your dictionaries, and try to apply this example into building your own sentences. Get into the practice of doing that. We all heard the saying, practice makes perfect. And a lot of good basketball teams, when they get out on the court, they play like they practice. And if a team is not very good, then they probably don't practice very good. But practice makes perfect. Baksangi, Humbejet Skanga. Did you feed yesterday? You can say like, Baksangi, Manabuiga, Abuiga, and I'm saying, did you feed the animals yesterday? Baksangi Abuiga. Humbejet Skanga, did you feed the animals yesterday? And then Baksangi Ataflet Skanga. Once again, I'm dropping that ETV and I'm putting that Itskanga on the end, and it's making a past tense question. And then I'm saying, did you hang, or like a picture or nail, or etc. Like, did you do that yesterday? Baksangi Golijet Skanga. Did you light a candle? Did you turn on the lights? Did you do those yesterday? Baksangi Deboyet Skanga. Did you fight yesterday? You might ask a soldier that, or something like that. Baksangi Deboyet Skanga. Did you fight yesterday? Baksangi Aslijet Skanga. Did you turn off the light yesterday? You can use it in those examples. Now at this time, I'm going to open up the here's some more, excuse me. Baksangi Momes Gomes Ganga. I'm asking, were you patient yesterday? I gotta make a correction there. Were you patient yesterday? Baksangi Aklobejet Skanga. Remember, I'm dropping the ETV off of these words, and you're adding Etskanga on there. And Baksangi Aklobejet Skanga, did you put a stamp on the letter, or did you seal the box yesterday, or something like that? Now at this time, I want to open up the floor. Anybody got any questions, or anybody any questions? Okay. You guys have any questions? Is there any questions? I hope I didn't go too fast. Now, always remember that you're going to drop the ETV off of these root words, and you're going to put the proper endings on these words. Like, for example, if I was to say, I fed the dog yesterday, which I got back here, it says mun effort hombejayans. Now for the proper ending, past tense ending for singular person in reference to me doing something, I would drop the ETV and I would add the IVNKS. That word hombejada would become hombejayans. Mun effort hombejayans. I fed the dog. I fed the dog. And so please really study these verb tenses and take these classes. Becky Barnett, she teaches very good, and she teaches also on verb tenses as well. And when you get the verb tenses down, I guarantee you're going to have a strong foundation in learning the language. And so, does anybody have any questions so far? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything they want to add or?
First one, Mvhayv.
Yeah.
It was just like, isn't that like I fed that dog, this one right here?
Yeah.
If you have two of them here, that means I fed this dog, this one over here did.
Oh, okay. And so I stand corrected. When I put mun, that means like, I guess I'm emphasizing, I fed that dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I fed that dog. So I stand corrected. And so on the first sentence, and that would be an emphasis, I fed that dog. I fed that dog. Mvhayv. And so once again, folks, always remember, you get these verb tenses down, you got a good foundation in learning the language, a very good foundation in learning. That's why it's important, as much as you can, to try to take these classes, and because we do teach over the verb tenses, and that way it gives you a solid foundation to be able to build from and to go from there. Learn the alphabet, learn the sounds of the alphabet, and put those two together and build from there. Anybody else have any more?
No, she does hers Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay. Okay, we have another class later on today, be at 3 o'clock. And if you can, please come on in and join in on the class. And she's a very, very good teacher. You know, I learned a lot from her. And she's a first language speaker of the Mvskoke language. And she's a very, very outstanding teacher, folks. You'll learn a lot from her, and that's Carolyn McNack. Well, if there's no more questions at this time, Mo and Chihi's office. I will see you guys again. Stop sharing. Right here.
Yeah. And then do meeting.
Okay.